Minor adjustments are dedicated to preventing and reducing crime. Our primary purpose is to teach men or women how to make the minor adjustments that are necessary in their lives, which will allow them to obtain and maintain a productive lifestyle after incarceration and or rehabilitation. Our motto is anywhere but backwards. Everybody say anywhere but backwards. The words in that mission statement, it says to obtain, and the other one is maintain. Listen to me. To obtain means to come into the possession of something. Maintain means to keep it in existence. Listen, the reason why I say that, everybody say to obtain my sobriety is easy. Our challenge is to maintain it. Say to obtain our sobriety is easy. Our challenge is to maintain it.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome everybody to another Minor Adjustments virtual group. My name is Michael Mickey Williams Jr. and our motto is anywhere but backwards. Anywhere but backwards. Well, I tell you, I get my own self excited about that because that motto is very simplified and you don't need to complicate your life. Just focus on not going back and allow everything else to take care of itself. That's why you're going forward. Again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're going to have another great day. We're going to go through what we have been going through for the last few groups. We're going to be going through a lot of different parts of the workbook. The first workbook that we that prayerfully everybody have this book, they went through that book. The lessons that we're doing on the Minor Adjustments virtual group, we're going through this particular workbook, which is the guide for facilitators. If people would like to be facilitators, we put this particular book together for individuals to have so they can go through it and things like that. So it'll be a nice little a part that we'll be able to add if individuals would like to be a part of that particular book. So let's see, let's get everything set up here and we'll get into everything that we're trying to do. Hopefully you guys are ready, tuned in, and I always want to thank everybody who logs on and want to be a part of the Minor Adjustments group, because we do everything we have to do to try to pour into individuals' lives. So I want you to be able to receive some of the things that we're doing here, and it'll be a blessing to you, just like it has been a blessing to us to actually provide these things for you. All right, so let's see what we got. So the first book, or the next part we're going to be talking about, is going to come. Let me see what I got here. Also, I want to mention the website. Make sure you go to the Minor Adjustment website. We got a host of things on there. It's going to be a lot of things that you can purchase books on there. You can purchase T-shirts on there. There's a whole lot of things that you can be able to get to help with your recovery process. I always want you to partake of all of those things. Okay, let me put the lesson. If you do not have this lesson we're going over today, I will put it in the comment section, and you'll be able to download it at a later date or whenever you would like to. It'll always be on a YouTube description tab as well, so you'll be able to get it from there as well. I like you to have everything that I'm going over. Even if you're not able to purchase the workbook, you can still have the lessons which I broke down for each week. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Let's look what we got. So today we're going to aim. We see the top, lesson 6. It says our aim in this unit, we will learn that if we're going to get something we never got, we will have to do something we never did. And that's making some minor adjustments. I got to pull over, pause, and park already. I get excited just by hearing it. Listen, in order for you to get something you never done, right? Or get something you never had, you got to do something you never did. You got to make some minor adjustments. So in your recovery walk, or if you're not in recovery and you want to make some type of changes to your life, the first thing you have to do is something that you never did. Majority of the times when people come from a criminal lifestyle background or area where individuals might be using some type of substance or something like that, individuals, for the most part, individuals often continue to do things that they have been conditioned to do by their own accord. So if you're going to do something or get something you never got, you're going to have to start doing something you never did. Now, I remember I often used to stay out late at night. It ain't that I used to just use substance or commit crime at night, but when I was hanging out late at night, I always used to go, because I was born and raised in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and we would go out and do everything we wanted to do at night. However, once I started to change my life, once God started to take me down the path of making changes in my life, I had to do some minor adjustments. One of the minor adjustments that does not seem like it was major, but it was, that I made was I used to stop going out at night. I used to come home when it got dark out. It get dark early now, but when it got dark, it get around 9 o'clock or whatever, and it start to get dark. I would make sure that I went home. That was a minor adjustments because I wanted to do something I never did. I wanted to get to some place that I never been, but I knew I had to do something I never did. I hope you understand that. Let me read it one more time. Right? If we are going to get something we never got, we will have to do something we never did. This is universal. This is for every man or female or male, married, single, whatever, right? If you're going to get something you never got, you're going to have to start making minor adjustments and do something you never did. This is, I'm telling you, literally, you might have areas where I'm going to speak to men right quick. You might be a man who often didn't want to listen to other men give you advice about something, right? And for whatever reason, I don't know what happened previously for you not to want to listen to other men to give you advice or try to guide you, mentor, or help you, right? For whatever reason, you stopped. You didn't want to listen to them, right? So now, if you're going to get something you never got, that model or that reasoning, you're going to have to modify. You're going to have to make some minor adjustments, especially if it's a man that's giving you advice to try to help you get to a level that you want to get to, and they already are there. I say that because I have individual mentors and spiritual advisors, business leaders, and everything that give me advice for a lot of different things. And I remember when I was talking to someone who had about 30 years removed from substances, I didn't really want to take their advice. But then it started dawning on me, wait a minute. If he got 30 years removed from it and I keep going back to jail and back to rehabilitation center, I think it might be wise for Michael to make a minor adjustments and start listening to somebody who has actually done what I'm trying to achieve. Oh man, I hope you understand that. It's very important that you understand that. All right, let's see what else we got here. As much as we wish, it is not the case sometimes. Change is a guaranteed in life. In many ways, change can be good. It forces us to grow, try new things, and expand our horizons. It makes us deal with our fears, and when things go well, it can make us feel more capable. Although, even if we acknowledge intellectually that change is unavoidable and frequently a good thing, it can be tricky to accept change when it comes up. So even though we know that change is unavoidable, that means, okay, let me give you a prime example. When I say change is unavoidable, I used to have a whole head full of hair, but change was unavoidable. I got a bald head now, and some of it's because I cut it with a razor, but some of it's bald because change was unavoidable. So in life, it's the exact same thing. When we're talking about making minor adjustments, I know it's a tricky place to be or a tricky thing to accept, meaning changing, but you have to understand in life, change is unavoidable. Something's going to change one way or another. If we continue to feed on donuts, cookies, cakes. Watch this. We might have a flat stomach, but eventually change is unavoidable. Our stomach gonna get bigger. We gonna get bigger. I'm talking about, listen, don't, change is tricky. And we know that in every area of our lives, no matter who you are, when you're talking about changing something, it's always going to be a difficult situation. You can't get around that. You can't get around it. Don't think about getting around it. It's going to be tricky no matter what. All right. So that part, you might as well just go ahead and just deal with whatever you want to try to change, because no matter what, it's going to be something that you're going to have to do. It's unavoidable. We are creatures of habit, and when our routine gets disrupted, it can be upsetting. Oh, I know I ain't the only one that know that. We are creatures of habit. When somebody mess up our routine, we get upset. Minor adjustments can bring up a lot of complicated feelings. Some experts define grief as the conflicting feelings caused by the end or change in a familiar pattern or behavior. Therefore, it makes sense that minor adjustments can often leave you feeling upset. Yeah. So you got to understand, when we're doing the minor adjustments program, it can bring up a lot of complicated feelings from your previous lifestyle. But you got to understand, therefore, it makes sense that minor adjustments can often leave you feeling upset. When somebody telling you you need to change this or you need to do this, it will cause feelings to stir up in you, right? That's that. But you got to remember, go all the way back up here to the second paragraph where it says change is unavoidable. So a lot of times we get upset because we want to make some changes in our life, but you got to remember that change will always be unavoidable. Let me see here. Back. Okay, let me do this. All right, there we go. Let's see what we got here. All right. It says, our happiness and success depends on thinking constructively. On thinking constructively thought, right? Acting with intent and creating strong relationships with each other. The good news is that we have control over all these areas. We can choose to change. So even though change is unavoidable, we're in control of all the areas that need to be changed. We can choose to change, or we can choose to remain the same. I love the part about this. This is what I like. It's your choice. It's not something that's forced on you. Sometimes you might go to court and the judge tell you, I'm sentencing you to this program, or I'm sentencing you to jail. I'm going to let you stay out. You got to come back here. You got a choice to either come back, do it, or not. Life is like that. It actually, the Bible says, I set before you life or death. Therefore, choose life. So all of life is evil, good, bad, good. You can do it, you don't do it. That's all about changing. It's all about changing. And the beauty about it is the control is in our control. And that's one of the things, because I'm talking about God, or I'm mentioning God. One of the things I think I love a lot about God is, if he wanted us to be robots, he could have just made us robots, but he didn't. He left free will up to us. You can choose me, or you don't have to choose me. You can choose life, or you can choose death. It's up to you. You have the choice. So when you're thinking about your recovery process, right? Once you get to the place of you have the substance removed from you, from that point forward, you just need to keep continuing to choose life. Choosing the substance or some type of alcohol or pills is actually you choosing death, but the control is in your hands. So you got to understand that the control is in your hands. Let's check page 2. Describe any emotions or feelings you experience when making minor adjustments. when I used the situation of me staying in, coming home at night instead of versus staying out at night with my friends. The emotions or feelings that I experienced when I made those minor adjustments, I felt less than a man because, watch this, even though I was a full-grown adult, I had people saying, "Why are you going in so late?" Peer pressure. I want you to know this. Peer pressure is not something that's just experienced by adolescents. Peer pressure is experienced all across the board. So the emotions and feelings I experienced when I made the minor adjustments to go into the house versus standing on the corner at night, I felt like, oh man, they thinking different about me. Maybe I need to stay out. So I had these emotions and feelings going on in me, like, oh man, they probably think I'm corny, or these are real. This is why I got this in the book. Describe any emotions or feelings you experience when you making minor adjustments. They are my personal experience. You might not experience that. However, the question is there for you to write down and associate that with your recovery process. You write down any emotions and things that you have been feeling or experienced while you was making some minor adjustments in your life. All right, let's see what we got here. Some of the reasons why adjusting to change are so tricky is that our brains have learned our new patterns, right? Watch this. Our brains have to learn our new patterns. When you do something over and over, your brain develops a natural pathway or mental shortcut. Watch this. To help us process the familiar quickly. Let me slow it down, pull over, pause, and park, and tell you what I'm saying here. Listen, the reason why change becomes so difficult for us is because our brains have to learn our new patterns. Because up until this point, when we're doing everything we did with our substance or our criminal lifestyles, we're on autopilot because they've been doing it so much. I don't know if you're familiar about shortcuts on a computer. If you have files on your computer, you can say, put it in the shortcut area or pin it to the shortcut area. That simply means that in order for you to get to that file, you don't have to go through all the drives and everything to get to the shortcut. You can just go straight there. It's quicker. Your brain functions the exact same way when you're dealing with your old lifestyle. You've been doing that old lifestyle so much so that it made a permanent shortcut so that you could just go right back to it. But that's why the process of change becomes so difficult. This is why, because listen to me, why adjusting to change is so tricky. The reason why adjusting to change is so tricky is because your brain has to learn new patterns. I always tell individuals, you have to feed your brain new information. When you feed your brain new information or you're getting revelation from God's word, it will override all of your bad patterns. That's why I got books everywhere. I'm in my office, literally. I got books here. I got books here. I got books over there. Those books are not just for decoration. Those books that are there because I want to feed my brain new information so that that information can override my old pattern and delete, thank you, Lord, delete the shortcut that was created from me doing something over and over and over again. When change occurs, our brains have to learn new patterns. Even when change is related to something good, your brain still has to adjust. And that can be upsetting because you know your brain is trying to adjust to something new. So your brain and your body is resisting and you having some upsetting feelings and emotions because change on every level, no matter who you are, we're talking about, this is chapter 6, minor adjustments. Change in any arena. I don't care what arena you might be thinking about using this method in any arena is going to be upsetting. Watch this. I heard it. I can't remember where I learned it from. I would like to give the person credit, but anyway, this is what they said. It's like taking your best friend from you and then telling you to get over there in the corner and be quiet. For 22 years, I did substance of crack cocaine and heroin, right? So when they took the crack cocaine and heroin from me, I had feelings and emotions, and I was becoming upset. Why? Because you just removed my best friend from me for the last 22 years. So of course my brain and my functions and everything, it's going to be upsetting. This is why you have to feed that brain new information. Remember, I used it. I said it's you versus you. The new you has to introduce themselves to the old you. Yeah, the old you keep trying to do the stuff you used to do. But the new you got to tell the old you, get out of here. We don't do that anymore. And that's an ongoing process. All right, let's move. Describe any failures. Any failures describe any failures you experienced that needed you to make minor adjustments? So if you have any failures that you had experienced and you said, man, you know what? It's time. When I realized I was taking money that was needed for my daughter to get medicine. I use that all the time, or I think about it, not think about it all the time, or I use it when I'm sharing things. But when I knew I would take the money that my daughter needed for her medicine and go get recreational drugs, I knew it was time to make some minor adjustments. Watch this. At that time, I knew I needed to make it. However, I went on another 10-year run using drugs before I even started the process of making some minor adjustments. Y'all understand that? I knew in my mind that once I did it, I was at that level. I needed to make minor adjustments. I did not know about walking it out and doing all that and allowing God to lead me into where I am today. I just knew in my mind, this is something's wrong. This is not, you're not, my daughter's in the house sick. Her mother give me money to get the medicine and I don't go get it. Something's wrong. That's when I knew minor adjustments was needed. I didn't do the minor adjustments or start the process of minor adjustments until years later. All right, let's look at what we got here. Okay, let's see. As human beings, we entered this world with a lot of opportunities for growth and personal development. Together, we're on this collective journey to better ourselves and the world around us. But to do so, we need to fail. Why? Because learning from failures bring us one step closer to reaching success. Oh man, I think I talked about that last week, how your failures have to become your mentors. Watch this. We need failure because learning from failure brings us one step closer to reaching success. So I know you might not think this, or you might not know this, or maybe you are aware of this. All your failures aren't actually that bad, because some of the failures have to show you how you can be successful. I talk to some of my clients all the time. I tell them, my coaches or peer recovery people that I work with, I tell them all the time. They say, how you know? And I say, nah, that ain't going to work. That's not going to work. What you think about adding this to your plan or your treatment plan or your recovery management plan? What you think about that? And they say, I think it's a great idea, but how you know it's not that what I'm doing is not going to work. And I said, how long you got? I can tell you a story. The reason why I know it won't work for you is because it failed for me in regards to some type of substance or alcohol or pills. Because sometimes what I used to think, since I like crack cocaine and heroin, I'll just turn into somebody that drink alcohol and smoke marijuana. But realistically, that never worked. It never worked when I tried to switch. Now I'm telling you this because all your failed attempts at trying to do it your own way. I am a man with 15 years removed from that, and I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that to let you know, in order for you to even get 1 week removed from where you started last, use that, you have to remember all your failures have to become your mentors. That's the step closer to you reaching success. When you look back at all the times you failed, how you thought, I'm going to change drugs, I'm going to change women, I'm going to change cars. You even switch, some of us switch states. I'm going to this state. I got to get out of this state. I do good in this state. But eventually you get high in that state. All of those things we try. We try all of that. Remember, our topic today is minor adjustments. One of the minor adjustments you have to make is you have to realize all of your failures are now bringing you closer to you reaching success. However, in order for that to come to fruition in your life, you have to now allow those failures to become your mentors. Man, I hope y'all understand that. Your failures have to become your mentors. Let's see what we got. These are the most common changes that can make adjustments in your life. Watch this. Mind your mind. Woo! Your thoughts drive how you feel. How you feel drive your actions. It takes time to reprogram your thinking, but self-awareness is the step one. Be aware, watch this, of your thoughts. Always realize, always check and see what you're thinking about. Oh man, I gotta pull over, pause, and park right here. This is a minor adjustment. Always be mindful of what you are thinking about. Mind your mind. Instead of mind your business, no. Mind your mind. What are you thinking about? Remember, it's very important. Let's see what we got. All right. Ask yourself, what is on my mind right now? And why? Are my thoughts helping me? You see all these lines right here. You can write down on here. I hope you got this paper. If not, I'm going to put the link. Matter of fact, that's what I'm going to do after this. I'm going to put the link to the book. You can purchase the book on Amazon. If you would like to purchase the book, you can buy the book for yourself. I'm going to give you the whole book, the link for the whole book. Listen, there are, ask yourself, what is on your mind right now and why? Are your thoughts helping? Are my thoughts helping me? Next, separate how you feel from what you do. Stop comparing. Find the real meaning in your efforts. Meaning is a powerful way to overcome comparison to others as you focus on impact and contribution. Claim time for yourself at the beginning of the day. Woo! Claim time for yourself at the beginning of the day. What that means is find, when you get up in the morning, this is me. I get up in the morning, I come in this office, I pray and I do my devotions, right? But I prepare, when am I going to find some time for myself throughout the day? Prime example, I got off work today at 1:30. I went around and did some things. I came home, I sat on the couch for about an hour and a half or whatever. But I found time for myself. I didn't have anything to do. I didn't have nothing. I wasn't reading. I was just looking at TV, or the TV was looking at me. I have no idea. But I claimed some time for myself. So it says right here, watch this. It says claim time for yourself at the beginning of each day. Each day you wake up. I'm giving you minor adjustments. We're talking about minor adjustments today. Claim time. When you wake up in the morning, find out, okay, around this time, I want to take this time to either listen to some music, meditate, walk, do nothing, just sit down. Claim it. You got to claim it. Life will not allow you to claim time for yourself, because life want to have you always going. Always, is never no time to relax. There's never a time. Life won't allow you to have that. You have to claim that or take that time. Every time you try to relax and do something, your phone might ring. Try something new every week. Try something new every week. Listen even when you want to talk. Listen even when you want to talk. All right? Battle the addiction to always be right. You got to listen even when you want to talk. and battle the addiction to always being right. You heard what I just said? Battle the addiction to you always being right. Because sometimes we fall being right. I got to be right. It becomes an addiction to us because we want to be right about everything. So you got to battle that. I don't always have to be right. I can take constructive criticism. I can take that, right? Yeah, you gotta understand. You don't have to do that. Let's see. We doing good here. Oh, yeah, nice time. Let's see what we got. Therefore, to determine where you are in life, ask yourself these questions. Asking yourself these questions will help you gain a better understanding of yourself, your values, and if you're living to your potential. Woo! Watch these questions. These questions you can ask yourself and find out if you live into your potential. Number one, what do I have in my life right now that I want to keep? Oh, man. Come on. What do I have in my life right now that I want to keep? I have 15 years removed from the substance that God has delivered me from. I have those 15 years is something that I have that I want to keep. Minor adjustments, guys. Listen, what do I have in my life right now that I want to quit, change, or improve? What do you have in your life right now that you want to quit, change, or improve? So you got to write this stuff down. This is why I put these questions here. So you can write this stuff down and you can figure that out and you can review these things like 3 weeks later, a month later, go back to the book and review them. What do I have in my life right now that I want to release? For example, the pressure to be perfect or self-imposed anxiety. Self-imposed anxiety. What do I have in my life right now that I want to release? What do you release the pressure off of yourself? All of the things that you probably did in your life that caused a lot of people harm, you have continued to apply pressure to yourself because you're thinking about all the things you did wrong or when you missed it or whatever. Release the pressure from yourself. Don't put no self-imposed anxiety in your life. You need to release that. I hope you release that from yourself. Release it. Just release it. Release it. What do I love? And what is important to me? What do I love? And what's important to me? Those questions is important. Find out what you love. Cherish that. Find out what's important to you. And I'm going back. I'm going to have to go back because a lot of people have self-imposed anxiety on their life and you need to release it. If it's things in your life that you have done and you're constantly worrying about the people you have hurt or how many times you might have suffered the relapse, at this point in time, if you're able to hear the words that are coming out of my mouth, that means that you have been graced with another opportunity to get it right. I would advise you to cherish the opportunity and release yourself from the self-imposed anxiety and depression of all the things that you did wrong. So today I speak that over your life, and I'm going to pray that you will release yourself. As of this day, you no longer will worry about all the pain and all the things and all the times you suffered the relapse. You release yourself from that. And remember, my motto is on the screen: anywhere but backward. All right. Let's see. I think we got another page here, I think. Oh, yeah, I got one more. Finding clarity on what matters in your life and verifying your values are two critical steps in taking a transformational step towards forward in life. It's an exercise worth its weight in gold. Push yourself and don't depend on long-held beliefs to dictate your conclusion. It will help you find more contentment, productivity, and success in your life. Push yourself. If I want to leave you with anything, I want to leave you with that. If you feel like you can't go any further, push yourself to continue to go further. And always remember, our motto is anywhere but backwards. Today we just did lesson 6 and we was talking about making some minor adjustments. I pray that you received some words of encouragement today, and I hope that you will carry these words. Get the link to the lesson in there. I'll also put the link where you can purchase your own book on Amazon if you would like to. And just share this information with someone. And more importantly, remember, minor adjustments is dedicated to preventing and reducing crime. Our primary purpose is to teach men and women how to make the minor adjustments that are necessary for their lives, which will allow them to obtain and maintain a productive lifestyle after incarceration and or rehabilitation. Our motto is anywhere but backwards. Have a great day. I see you guys. Enjoy your holidays. Stay safe and spend time with your family. And I will see you next week. Thank you. God bless you.